Right, hello, good evening, folks. Welcome. Oh, what is the case, isn't it? What is the damn case? Glasses. Because I don't usually put my light on until I'm ready to start the stream, and then when I put my light on and look at the camera, then I notice my glasses are dirty because the light shines on them, you see. That'll do. Right, good evening everyone, welcome to Chicken Police. We're back again. And I thought I'd help myself get into the mood with a glass of something relatively strong, you know. Sipping music whilst listening to this sipping music? Did I say sipping rum to this music? It's like a marriage made in heaven, you know. Right, good evening Ollie, good evening Annie. And just in case, well, I'm currently in a situation where there's no large bottles of rum in the house because I've refused to buy any. I'm going on holiday, so I'll have enough drink on holiday in 2 weeks to last me a lifetime, and I've drunk every weekend, quite heavily last weekend, for example. So I thought, you know what, I don't need any rum in the house because hey. And then it got to today, and I thought I quite fancy a bit of a tipple with the stream. So I went downstairs. I like a sniffer dog. I can sniff things out. I found a miniature bottle of Kraken that I got either this Christmas or last Christmas. But rum doesn't go off, does it? But it was a full pack of 3. So, you know, when I finished sipping on that, which is a Kraken old-fashioned, Kraken with a dash of bitters and some sugar syrup, some ice, delicious. I've got a miniature bottle of Dead Man's Fingers, so I could have a second drink if I wished. And if that's not enough, a miniature bottle of Captain Morgan's. The non-spiced version, but hey, when you're desperate you'll drink anything. So there you go, that's my little miniature collection. Whoever got me that for Christmas, I can't remember who it was, somebody got it for me one Christmas. I thank you, it's come in quite handy as an emergency stash. I quite like the little Kraken bottle, you see. It's still got the little handles, you know, like the full version, the little handles. Quite a nice bottle. Might keep this as an ornament. Anyway, how's my week been? My week has been not too shabby. It's only Wednesday though, isn't it? I mean, there's time for that to change. It's just been another week in paradise. Nothing exciting really. But I don't know if you noticed, but I've got a plaster on my finger. I'm not flipping you off, honestly. I've got a plaster on my finger here because me being me, you know what I'm like with my health. If I get any symptoms or any problems, I'm like, it'll be fine. It's fine. You know, coughing up blood for a week, for 2 weeks, it's fine. It's just a few little specks. Oh, you got blood clots, have you? All right. You know, just overlook these serious symptoms. But anyway, I cut my nail with a clipper, and I cut it a little bit too close to the edge. So you know, you cut it too close to the edge and then you pull the little loose nail off and it causes a little bit of a cut, doesn't it? You know, we've all done this, haven't we? We've all done it. Cut our nail a bit too close to the skin. So I thought nothing of it. And then I thought, you know, a couple of days, 2 or 3 days later, I thought, oh, it's a bit painful that. Oh, it's a bit sore. Didn't do anything with it. Just left it, carried on doing my stuff. And then it got a bit more sore and some pus started to come out of it, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Did I do anything with this? Nah, I just cracked on. Things to do. Partying in London. Yeah, it's only a bit of a painful finger. I can live with it. Yeah. And then yesterday, it started to swell. It went right red down the outside. The pain started to spread down my finger and round, aka infection. So I thought, ooh, at this point I better do something, you know. So I read what to do online on the NHS website, and apparently the first step really is to keep bathing it in warm water, which I've done today and yesterday. Then use a bit of antiseptic and then cover it up. So that's what I'm doing now. And if it doesn't improve within a couple of days, then doctor's appointment for some antibiotics possibly. All for a little flipping finger. How does that happen? A little tiny little finger like that, and it's all of a sudden it's causing a bit of a scene. Bloody hell. Anyway, there's a lesson to be learned here somewhere, I'm sure, and I think that lesson is, whenever something goes wrong with you, do something about it. Don't just leave it, because that's what I always do. I just leave it. I'll be fine. My body will tell me when it's time to do something, and yesterday when my finger was throbbing, and it was quite warm to the touch and painful, that was my body saying, mate, you've got an infection, you better do something. Like, okay, I'll do it, fine. It just makes, it's right on the middle finger, it just makes things really awkward. You know, picking up a glass, you know, there's no grip on this finger, you see. Washing your hands, got to be careful because it gets the plaster wet, you know. Anyway, the trials and tribulations. Anyway, good evening, Oliver. Welcome. Let's continue on, shall we?
So you're telling me you have no idea what this is?
It's a wristband. I see the same thing as you. This was the only thing left of the dead body. And me, you know me, they don't call me Sticky Fingers for nothing.
So you just took it?
Maybe for some blackmailing?
We would have done
Who
this.
knows? Maybe it just hurt my sense of justice. I wanted to know who I buried.
You're a real bastard, Zip. A real first-grade bastard.
Should I say thanks? Thanks.
Just lay low,
Schmuck.
Zip. Real low.
Thanks for the advice, Sonny.
So where to next? Where did that wristband come from?
I got bad news, Marty. I only know one person who knows about medical
Back to
stuff.
the Owl Man.
Oh,
Dr.
no.
Owl.
We were just there.
Sorry, partner. Boobo again.
Back to Boobo. Okay, we're going to go to Boobo in a very quick second, I think. We're going to go to Boobo now. I mean, could we speak with any of these people one last time? Probably, but hey, it's a new session. I ain't got time to speak to them. We're supposed to have a smart meter installed today. Last story, then we're off. And I'm laughing because somebody tomorrow's going to get a mouthful. Right, okay, here we go. So, my energy company put my direct debit up for gas and electric, I'm sure I've probably told you this, by double. And I want to reduce it to £200 a month. It went up from 123 to 246. They said we could only reduce it to 222. I said, no, you'll reduce it to 200. Oh, we're going to put you through to the payments team. And they'll get back to you. That was 6 weeks ago. I traced it 2 weeks ago and they still haven't got back to me, even though I was assured that, oh, I will make it an urgent priority and they'll be with you within 2 days. That was 2 weeks ago. But I let it slide. You know, I've got things to do and all that, preparing for a holiday. That's fine, it's not a problem. And today they were supposed to install a smart meter. You know, so you can monitor and track more accurately your energy usage and force you into being a bit more economical. Between 2 and 4. Okay. Took works from home today especially to wait for them. Gets to 5:30. Get a phone call. Ever so sorry, but we're not going to be able to install your meter today because there's been an issue at the last install that they were at, the engineer. I said, oh, is that right? Anyway, they just woke me up literally. I fell asleep watching some YouTube video. So I was a bit groggy. What we'll do is we'll ring you tomorrow and we'll rebook an appointment for you and you can have some compensation. I said, oh, okay, fine. And then when I put the phone down and woke up a bit, I thought, ooh. You know, you won't ring me tomorrow, I'll ring you tomorrow. Because this is the second thing that's pissed me off now with your company. So, some poor person on customer service is going to feel my wrath. Compensation, you say? Oh, I'll be getting compensation, all right. Your shoddy company. Anyway, where was I? I was leaving the area. Yeah, we've got to get it both barrels. Reduced. Sit here, I sit in a hole for 4 hours waiting for you! You don't even bother to turn up and store my smart meter, and I'm still waiting for your paper flippancy. Right, back to Boobo's place.
Hello, Ursula, dear.
Oh, Ursula.
Whoa, what's the rush?
Ursula,
Is there
Jesus.
something wrong?
Wrong. That dim-witted, insane, ragged old stinky owl. That's what's wrong.
Whoa. It's all right, Ursula. Just tell us what happened.
What happened? You happened. And Wessler's goons. It was supposed to be the only day of the year we could have relaxed a little.
We're sorry, Ursula. You're right.
Like I care, Marty. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the bitter old owl, and I'm tired of waiting.
And?
Never mind. I'm going. This time, I'm going for good.
Hang in there, Ursula. And if there's anything we can do to help.
Anything? Of course there is, my dear. I never want to see your faces again.
Ouch.
I'm gonna try to talk to the old owl, all right?
Good luck with that.
Oh, and Ursula, thanks for all you've done for us. With the car.
You know, I'm starting to regret it.
That was...
Rough.
yeah.
But understandable. I only see Boobo once a year, and even that's way too much.
A lot of people feel the same about us.
Yeah, that's true.
Good old Ursula, she's a big lady. Big bear lady. Now, we've seen all of this stuff, so let's talk to old Boobo after we've checked out the thing here. Nothing of major interest there. Okay, Boobo, we're back again.
Do you think he's broken up about it?
Boobo? You mean because of Ursula? I don't think so. He's too proud ever to admit he was wrong. Or say he's sorry.
Okay, but deep down inside,
Oh, I don't want to know what's deep down inside of Boobo, Marty.
Way deep down.
Hey,
Too much
what's up,
information.
Doc? Somehow we guessed we'd find you still awake.
What's up, Doc?
Stop playing innocent. I've heard that little intermezzo. I have the ears of an owl, you know.
we're very sorry, Boobo. I'm sure she'll come back.
Of course she'll come back. She loves me. I don't know why. And she's afraid that I'll drink myself to death once she's gone for good.
She's not wrong about that.
What do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
We're here for some information. Then we'll be out of your hair. I mean, feathers.
Who cares? So what do you want? And be quick about it.
What do we want? That's a good question.
Say, Boobo, about Ursula.
What about her?
Well, that's just it. What if she's not coming back? I'm a little worried about you, Doc. And you know that's not my style.
Well, don't worry, boys. The wind's blowing, the sun's shining.
And Ursula always comes back.
Exactly. There are things in the universe that are unchangeable.
Touching, but you should be prepared for the worst. I thought Molly was coming back too, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I trust Ursula, Sonny. What else can I do?
Well,
Buy
to
some
be
flowers.
honest, that's all you can do.
Or some meat. What do bears eat? Some salmon. Bring us some salmon.
What do you know about this wristband, Boobo?
Zip said they gave these to patients in hospitals. That's why we came back to you.
Something similar, yes, but not exactly the same. It's different.
And?
And what?
Well, what do you think? Where's this from?
How the hoot would I know, Sonny? What am I, some kind of psychic? That I put my hands on it and tell you?
Okay, let's try another approach. Do you have any idea why Wessler's men were looking for Zip so hard?
I don't. How should I know? Why should I care?
He had to hide a body. The body of someone Wessler killed. The wristband is from the corpse.
Really?
That rang a bell, old owl.
Well, boys, if I'm right, you're in deep shit.
Oh dear.
That's more like it.
Tell us, Bubo.
So, Wessler, the wristband, and a corpse, huh? It looks very much like I know the connection. Or at least I have a hunch.
Out with it, Owlface.
Okay, don't peck me, chickens. Hobart Ibn Wessler has a relative who happens to be a resident at an insane asylum. The band is very likely from there.
Wait, a relative? What kind of relative?
Yeah. You don't know? I thought you were the detectives. Anyway,
Twin.
Ibn Wessler has a twin brother,
Ooh.
Albert.
Albert Wessler.
You put it together very skillfully, Marty. Yes, Albert Wessler. He's a madman kept in solitary confinement.
Do you think he's the corpse? But why?
How the hell should I know that?
Thanks, Bubo. If what you told us is true, then this time we'll owe you one.
Will wonders never cease?
Okay, so he's got a twin brother. Okay. We'll go with the flow.
So, Albert Wessler. Which asylum do you mean, Bubo?
It's got some fancy long name. I don't remember, but I have a brochure. Let me find it for
A
you.
brochure.
Thanks, Bubo.
Well, here it is. Let There Be Peace Forever. Mental institution for ill and damaged minds. Quite a beakful.
Where can we find it? I've never heard of it.
It's a good 6-hour drive from Clawville.
Wow.
Maybe more. But you'll find everything in the brochure.
You're the best, Bubo. You finally proved useful.
Finally? Now get your chicken scratchers out of here while I'm asking nicely. Just one more thing.
Oh,
What's that, Bubo?
If that someone was really Albert Wessler, the trouble's bigger than you think.
It's always bigger than we think, Bubo. We're used to it.
You don't understand. Ibn Wessler never loved and respected anyone in his life like he did his brother Albert.
So what?
Then the problem's bigger than we thought. A cornered rat bites.
Well, thanks for worrying about us, Doc. But there's no way back from here. Too far, too late.
We're like hounds, old man. Once we've caught someone's leg, we never let it go.
Ooh, not while you're alive, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, goodbye then, fellas. And I wouldn't mind if you never visited me again.
The pleasure was all ours, Doc.
we're not finished yet. One more question.
That rat you mentioned was Zip.
Should I be surprised or what? I knew it was him.
Yeah, we knew you knew.
What did that old raccoon do this time?
Ibn was blackmailing him with something. That's what we wanted to ask you. Do you know anything about it?
I don't care about Wessler's dealings, Sonny. I patch up whoever winds up here, and I don't care if they're cops or gangsters. It's the same thing.
Or gangster cops.
It's the same thing.
Oh, brother.
Okay, let's check out the clues. Quite a lot of new information here. Right, we have the brochure. Let there be peace forever. Mental institution for ill and damaged minds.
You're the best, Bubo. You finally proved useful.
Looks a fantastic place. Okay, so clues. So if it was his own brother that he really wanted, or really liked, or loved dearly, and he's organised for the body to be disposed of, how does that work? Unless it wasn't his brother, and it was maybe a fellow inmate. We'll see. The New England women's football shirt is £115. Oh my, how on earth can they justify that pricing? Bloody hell. Has it got gold thread around the outside or something? Good lord. Right, people. I've never bought a football shirt in my entire life. Never. Oh! Oh, Cham, you've rescued it. It was the full kit. How? Oh, the shirt is just a mere 75. In that case, I'll flock out and buy a few. 75! Good lord. I've never bought a football shirt in my entire life. Never. Not once. The only sports shirt that I've ever bought in my entire life, which might surprise some of you because I've never watched it for a long time, but I went through a phase in the was it the 99 Cricket World Cup? I think it might have been the 2003 Cricket World Cup. I went through a phase of really enjoying cricket. And my dad was a West Indies fan, so I latched on to West Indies kind of in the late 90s. I think I started watching cricket in 99. So I think it was the 2003 Cricket World Cup, South Africa. You can Google it and see how accurate I am here. But I went out and I bought the West Indies World Cup cricket t-shirt. And Brian Lara was my favourite player. I loved Brian Lara. Loved him to bits. I went past his house when we visited Trinidad on a cruise. I was like, oh, if it just comes out, I'll lose my mind. Got a few Brentford shirts. Yeah, 2003. Yeah, not a bad memory, you see. Not a bad memory. I don't do too bad with some things. The Prince of Trinidad. Oh, I obviously wasn't watching cricket when he made his 375, but I watched his 400 not out when he retook the record. Because one of the Australian fellas got 380, I think he might have got, to beat the 375, and then Lara took it back again and got 400. On literally a pitch that was a pitch? What do you call it? The wicket thing? That was literally flat as a pancake. Matthew Hayden, that was a fella. Because even Ridley Jacobs, who was the wicket keeper, got his highest score of about 170 something. So the pitch was just flat as a pancake. But nonetheless, you still got to get the runs, haven't you? 400. Bloody hell! I watched it. I literally watched it with my dad. Anyway, yeah, it was good stuff. So that's the only shirt I've ever bought. Yeah, the West Indian 2003 Cricket World Cup shirt, which should still be in the house somewhere because I haven't got rid of it, so it should be here somewhere. Probably way down the black bin bag somewhere in a spare bedroom. Okay, so here we go. This is Albert Thaddeus Wessler. Is Iban's twin brother in the asylum. A special feature. He's a dangerous lunatic. Quite the special feature. You just love a good lunatic. So this is Mullen's place, the Hotel Atlas, the Sweltering Nile, the SAR Club. Again, we can go to these places, probably get a couple of updates. So let's take a look, see if anything's developed since we were last here. I don't want to speak to you, don't like you.
Was there any movement around here? I mean, in Clawville?
Well, they say there was some kind of trouble at the PD because good old Malloy had drunk himself into oblivion. The idiot. Blood boils fuming, of course. And there was talk of a murder in the Rich District.
Flowerville, yeah. We already know about that, unfortunately.
I'm sure you know more than I do. It's a suspiciously quiet night, if you ask me.
Sri Lanka
At least
shirts.
for a New Year's Eve.
Oh, nice.
Calm before the storm.
Hello, Harlow, welcome.
Something's brewing. I can feel it in me old beaver bones, and that signals three things perfectly every time. Bad weather, big trouble, and the wrath of me beloved wife.
Thanks, old man. We'll keep our eyes open.
You do that.
You know, since chickhood, everything's changed around me. Except...
Hercule Mullen and the stand?
exactly. Mullen is eternal and unchanging.
Maybe he's just an ideal, and ideals don't grow old.
Or maybe he's one of the great wild ones in mortal form.
We may never know, Marty.
Okay, nothing doing there. The Tsar Club. Let's check it out. Hey, Lewis. Oh, he's still here as well. Mort.
If you see anything interesting, will you tell us, pal?
Of course, Sonny. I'll keep my eyes and ears open.
Great. Thanks, buddy.
We're still convinced that he's got something to do with this, aren't we? Aren't we? I am. There's somewhere fishy by him. Fishy.
Thanks, boys. It means a lot.
Don't mention it, Morty.
Okay, nothing doing there. What's the last one? I think these are the same. These are all the same from the last time, so we'll just go straight to our apartment to plan our next move.
We had to gather ourselves. Take a deep breath.
Oh, yeah.
And think over what we knew so far.
Have a drink.
What the chickens had I got myself into? What had I dragged Marty into? Moreover, what had we pulled the whole city into? This was going to be one of those cases that changed things forever. But I wasn't worried about myself. It didn't matter to me. Too many pieces had been plucked off this old rooster. But Marty's different. He's too good of a bird and too good of a cop to end up like me.
A secret twin brother? Sonny, I'm starting to feel like we're really in a detective novel. A cheap one.
Yeah, but listen, Marty.
What is it, Boss Bird?
I think it's best if we go our separate ways.
What? Are you joking? I know you have a weak sense of humor, but there's a limit to everything.
I'm not joking, Marty.
Well, I certainly hope you are.
Whatever comes next, you don't need to be mixed up in it. You have someone to go home to.
Guys, damn it, Sonny. Can you hear yourself? What do you think? I endured all this to give up now? What do you take me for? No, pal. You're not getting rid of me so easily.
I just want you to keep your career and your life intact, you moron. Just accept it, shake my hand, and go home. Your wife, Laura's waiting for you.
One more word, Sonny, and I swear I'm gonna bash your beak in. I risked my life more than once tonight. You know why?
No. Why?
Because we're a team. We have been a team for almost a decade. I don't care what Blood Boil says or whatever's on a goddamn piece of paper. We're the Chicken Police, Sonny. And we always will be.
I'm sorry. You're right.
We're gonna go to that insane asylum and wrap this shit up fast and clean. Yeah, just like you said, even if it kills us.
Thanks, Marty. Without you, I'd most likely already be sleeping the big sleep.
Birds of a feather flock together, right?
Like you say, partner.
Let's drop this before you start crying on me, okay?
I hope not.
You almost just did.
Clock off, Marty.
That's the spirit. The Sonny I know and hate.
I just got one of these two are gonna die kind of vibes from that conversation. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, exactly. Right, what are we doing around here? We've got old books.
Books I've never read. I still have nightmares about the Great Fire.
Really? Were you alive then? How old are you exactly?
I
Hello?
was 3.
3.
And maybe it's
Then-
not even a true memory, just the collective memory of the city. I see the flames. I see the burning buildings. And I hear the screams.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought you weren't born in Clawville. Aren't you from Averia?
Exactly, Marty. We were just visiting Clawville when the fire broke out.
I'm surprised you ever returned.
Well, maybe that's the reason I did return, Marty. It's like when someone falls in love with their captor, you know? Somehow I feel like this is my place. No matter how much suffering it brings, Clawville's fate is intertwined with mine.
Heavy stuff.
I've had enough. A stack of papers. A closet that's closed. When all of this is
Right, let's talk to Marty then. Oh, we can ask him some questions.
So where exactly is this place?
a few hours' drive from here, in the middle of nowhere. It's a creepy old mansion, of course.
You think it's a good idea to go there? What if it's a trap?
I told you, you can still go back.
Huh, wouldn't you love that? No such luck, boss. If I get killed or locked up forever in an insane asylum, that's gonna be on you.
Thanks, pal. I deserve that.
You still trust her?
I never trusted her, Marty.
I mean, you believe her?
I'm sure she was honestly afraid. People don't fake it that easy. But I can understand why she didn't tell us about her former profession.
Or how she knows Molly.
Yeah, that too. And the death of Deborah complicated things even more.
Hey, Sonny, she didn't seduce you, right? I mean, Natasha.
Seduce me?
Don't be stupid,
Don't be
Marty.
silly.
My old ticker hasn't been beating for a long time. Not that way, anyway.
Yeah, all right, boss.
I'm impotent, Marty. No fear there.
So what do you think happened to the corpse?
Probably been eaten. Horrible to think about, but even if half of what they say about the hive is true, starvation, riots, arson, predation.
You're telling me. Makes my feathers stand on end when I think about what goes on in there. And we pretend we don't know about it. As if Roachtown isn't even part of Clawville.
This won't end well. I'm afraid soon Clawville's gonna burn once again, and because of its own foolishness.
Well, that's if another meat war doesn't break out first. 'Cause then, the whole wilderness will burn.
Lovely prospects, eh?
Either way, it was a damn clever move for Wessler to hide the body in Roachtown.
It's the only place no one will ever find it.
Like the belly of a burning ship.
Oh, I think that was an intentional red herring.
Sounds about right. Who'd have thought? I believed that little rat. I thought he'd changed. Idiot.
There's a point when it's too late to change, Marty. His past caught up with him. Whatever he did since then doesn't matter.
Not much.
Exactly. And that's the case with us, too. That's why I won't back down. Even though a voice in my head is screaming right now, leave it all to hell and have another drink.
Maybe we should do that.
Maybe we should.
Maybe we should. Maybe we should, right.
What do you think, Marty?
What? You care what I think? You must have hit your head pretty bad.
Stop fooling around, Marty. I'm serious. So what do you think about everything?
Well, I think we're in deep shit. But to be honest, Ibn Wessler is in deeper shit.
Do you think he really murdered his brother? But why? And what does it have to do with Natasha and the threats?
That's what I'm asking.
It doesn't add up yet.
Doesn't add up, man.
Something's missing.
Exactly.
Let's visit the institution and try to find out what we can about this Albert Wessler fella.
Exactly. If he's the dead body, we've got to know what the motive was. If we can't, and if he's still alive, we gotta ask him directly.
And what do you think, Sonny?
I think Ibn, Albert, and Natasha are the three key players in this case, and that all of it has something to do with the brothel.
And the fact that Natasha used to be a courtesan?
Yeah, that too.
Listen, Sonny, about Molly.
Oh, just forget it, Marty, okay? She's not part of my life anymore. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Forget it. Let's concentrate on the case, and on making it out alive, and helping Natasha, too.
Whatever you say, Boss Bird. So you think Natasha's really in danger?
It could be, or she could even be behind everything.
I was gonna say.
No, you don't believe that.
I'm not sure what I believe, Marty.
I was gonna say,
Let's see. Things got mixed up at the brothel.
Like she's like the innocent victim in all this. I'm telling you, those green eyes, that accent. Something tells me she's caught up in this. Right. It's amazing how quick and smoothly 50 milliliters of rum goes down. Okay. Let's investigate. So, things got a bit mixed up at the brothel. Possible suspects. Well, if it's to do with the brothel, surely old Zewas would be a suspect. But no, maybe not. I mean, the main suspect is always Ibn. Always. Those black, beady eyes. But what links him? Perhaps the numbered wristband, you know? Or maybe not. Or were we looking for two suspects? Ibn and maybe Natasha? No. Or maybe we're looking for clues. I don't know. That's how this table works. I've only done it 3 times before. Or maybe twice. Wessler's twin. No. A corpse with a wristband? No. Natasha's secret? Yes. Okay. Oh yes, the brothel. That's where we found out about Natasha's secret. Natasha's secret sounds like a lingerie brand. These lovely Natasha's secret panties. Right. Ibn found out that Natasha was a secret spy of Zewas all that time. Natasha was a courtesan before, and Ibn tried to keep that a secret. Natasha worked at the brothel, and Zewas wanted to keep that secret because she is with Ibn. Natasha was a secret lover of Zip. Of course not. It's not D, is it? Obviously. I think it's C. Well, obviously it's not. So therefore, if it's not C, it's got to be A. Okay. What should be D? Oh, yeah, Natasha worked at the brothel. We know that. And Zewas wanted to keep it secret because she's with Ibn. No? Oh, they're moving about. They're moving about. Damn game. Which ones have I picked? I can't remember. It can't be C, can it? Thank the heavens. Right, it's not C. Good. It's not that one. Right, it's that one. No. No. Secret spy. Courtesan.
Natasha used to work there, that's obvious. And Ibn wanted to keep that a secret.
Okay, okay. Hang on a second. Don't think it's working. It's not working, man. Come on. It's supposed to fire the neurons. It's made me worse. Right, anyway. Next up, what do we need? Suspects. Or are we having a clue? Are we having a clue, or are we having an item? Wristband. Linked to Iban.
A secret, it seems. Somebody else had to pay for.
Zip killed someone to keep this a secret on Ibn Wessler's orders. No. The wristband is the key, and the evidence that Zip killed someone because of Natasha's secret. No. Zip dealt with the body and kept the wristband. Yes.
Somebody died for that secret. Zip hid the body, but he kept the wristband.
Easy. So, the corpse then, with a wristband. No. Oh yeah, sorry, Wessler's twin was the corpse. Yeah.
Who could it belong to?
Now, this is who we think it is, right? But because it's a twin, I was kind of thinking along these lines myself before this even came up. That what if actually it wasn't Ibn Wessler's twin, but it was actually Ibn Wessler? And Natasha had him bumped off and made it look like it was his twin. When in fact, it was Ibn. I mean, that could be too complicated. Could be too complex. But there's got to be some significance of this twin nonsense, right? Random twin comes out of nowhere. It can't be just as simple as, well, he didn't like him, he's killed him off. No. There's some kind of thing going on here. I'm thinking it could be. We'll go with the simple option, which is, well, it's his brother, obviously.
The dead body was almost certainly Albert Wessler.
Or maybe it is.
Resident of an insane asylum.
Maybe we're overthinking it.
Why did he have to die?
Why did he have to die? Case closed. Boom. Okay. Case closed. No, I hope that I want complication. I want twin brother alive, Iban actually dead, twisted around, and I want some kind of complexity here. Also twist. There will be a twist in the tale. There's got to be, isn't there? There's got to be a twist in the tale. We'll find it in a minute. Right, what have we got? The Meat War, the Great Meat War, lasted for 27 years. In the beginning, it only affected Alteria, the two-headed continent. But in its later years, it spread to 12 colonial provinces, including all of Clovel's 4 colonies. During the Meat War, about 80 to 90 million animals died, and after the war, 27 species were declared extinct. The Great Meat War. What a name. The Great Meat War. Right, this insane asylum with a ridiculously long name. And a ridiculously long history. Castle of vampire bats in those cheap horror movies. Let's get the flip out of here. No? Marty, we're off.
Okay, so the picture is more or less clear. Ibn's got his brother killed because he learned Natasha worked in a brothel.
Well, that could be the case, but I believe the roots go deeper than that.
Of course they do.
Which we'd only learn if we talk to him. I mean, if the corpse isn't him, because then we'd need a medium.
Which would be exciting, but Maybe it's enough if we ask the doctor who treated him.
Maybe.
That too, yeah. But where's the fun in that?
Yeah, look, we can't leave at the minute because, hey, we've got something else to uncover, apparently. What else are we uncovering here? We'll soon find out. Marty? Marty?
Thanks for everything, pal. Truly.
Don't mention it, Sonny. If it weren't for you, nobody would have tried to kill me with a Tommy gun or set fire to a ship with me in it.
Yeah, how lucky you are, huh?
Damn right.
Damn straight.
Please say the floor inside is...
More like dirty clothes and it... Yeah, well, you'll get old.
Never.
Check the brochure again. Do we need to
You're the best, Bubo. You finally proved useful.
We need to phone them, you reckon? 555-966. Put my phone voice on. Excuse me. Whoa.
Hello. You've called the Let There Be Peace Forever mental institution for ill and damaged minds. What can I do for you, sir? Or madam?
Well, I'd like to inquire about a patient who I believe is being treated at your institution. His name is Albert Wessler.
I'm sorry, sir, but I can't give out that information if you don't have the password given to relatives. Do you have one?
Unfortunately, I don't have that. I'm not a relative. I'm calling from the Clawville Police Department.
Oh, I see. In that case, officer, I'd advise you to visit our institution personally. Our director and I would be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you, miss. I guess I'll do that.
We'll welcome you with open arms, sir. Have yourself a beautiful, starlit night.
Oh, thanks. Goodbye.
See you soon.
She's not like a weirdo. So we rung them for them to tell us to go in person.
So...
Damn data
We have to
security.
go there.
the thought gives me goosebumps.
Chicken bumps aren't good enough for you?
Ha ha ha.
Okay. Still can't leave. What am I missing here? Let the good times roll. Good times roll. What's going on, man? Phone, powder papers, cheap whiskey. Maybe it's time for some cheap whiskey.
I've had enough
No, it's not.
You know, I thought about it multiple times that you might be Meredith H. Marble.
We've met her on a number of occasions, Marty. Remember? Her real name is Susie.
Maybe Susie's just an actress you hired.
You've read too much of that cheap garbage, Marty. There's no conspiracy theory. Susie's just a money-hungry little dame who made a fortune off of us. That's all.
Yeah, you're disappointing.
I know.
So, I get the couch?
It'd be better if I called Lewis. He'll open up a room for you to sleep in.
Whew, great idea.
Lois, I need a taxi.
Hey, Lewis, it's me again.
Oh, hello, Sonny. What's up?
Were you sleeping, pal?
Me? Oh, I wasn't. Anyway, I'm always at your service.
Would you open up a room for Marty?
Naturally, Sonny.
Thanks, Lewis. I'm not even gonna say it.
I will. You owe me one. Again.
Yeah.
Okay, we procured a room for our partner for the night, which is exactly what we needed to do to advance, apparently. Stranger times. Right, the insane asylum. What could possibly go wrong? Farewell, my lovely.
I slept like I used to sleep years ago. Like a miner or a soldier. Empty. Dead tired. Then I saw Tessa, my darling little daughter. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't recall her face. I reached out to her, but she just kept getting further and further away. Then I saw Molly. But she wasn't real. Just the ghost of a memory. I'm here, I cried. But all I heard was laughter. Not hers. Who's there? Suddenly, she appeared. Natasha. Just stood there laughing. But her eyes were cold. Then she said something. Painted red. Painted red. Painted red.
Painted red.
That was just a dream, Sonny. Nothing more. I looked at Marty and I saw the same thing in his eyes as he probably saw in mine. It's time to hit the brakes, to turn back, go home and forget about all of this. Of course, I stepped on the gas instead. Honestly, I wasn't expecting anything good, but this...
Ooh, just like a horror movie.
I was thinking the same.
Appearances can be deceiving.
Let's hope so.
Oh my god, look at this poor fella. He looks a bit shell-shocked. And I love this piano music. A weird mural. I love how the piano music is actually the theme tune. You know, the original theme tune with the menu music? It's just really cool, actually. Love it. What a lovely mural.
This picture...
It's very...
special?
So that's the Fox King. Animals playing together in harmony. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Even if you manage to escape, there's nothing but hills and forests for 100 miles.
Imagine how many poor lunatic ghosts must haunt those woods.
Ooh, Sonny, you're creeping me out.
Lunatic ghosts. Corridor. We've got a giraffe nurse. Stairs. Okay. And a resident that looks a bit disturbed.
This guy seems strangely familiar to me.
You don't say. You've been treated here too. That would explain a lot.
Oh, don't be stupid. I'm serious. Take a closer look.
No.
Well?
No, it can't be. Are you telling me it's him? M.B. Davis himself?
I'm sure of it, pal. It seems the gossip was true. The eternal king of jazz in a madhouse.
Oh, no. The poor devil.
The eternal king of jazz. Gone mad. The horror.
We should go to reception first.
Ah, like an angel from heaven, isn't she?
Yeah, half of her's still up there, I think.
That's rude.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Of all the great wild ones.
Wow.
Greetings, miss.
Come down a bit.
Is it really you?
Well, yes.
Yes, it really is you. The chicken police.
I'm afraid so.
of all that's furry and plumey, that's fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Miss, we'd like to ask...
Please, don't be scared. I'm just really excited. You know, I've read every book about you and your adventures, and I even collected newspaper articles when I was a little girl.
Indeed.
You can't imagine what an honor it is to meet you in person.
We really...
Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Take a deep breath, Miranda. Take a deep breath.
Just calm down, Miranda.
Are
Hell,
you
don't wet
okay,
yourself.
miss?
Yes, I am. I just needed some air. So, dear detectives, Santino and Martin, what can I do for you?
Well, miss, we have some questions, if you don't mind.
I'd love to answer all of your questions, detectives.
Don't know if we dare ask her. Bloody hell, she's a bit weird. Perfect person to work in a mental asylum then, surely. Right, okay, so we've got Miranda the Nurse, who obviously is a giraffe. Full of life, full of hope, full of almost anything. And she is a big fan of us, unfortunately. Unfortunately, yes. And we've also got a couple of other things. An overly nice nurse. Her name is Miranda. Oh, this poor fella.
Say, miss, what can you tell us about this place?
Our institution was standing even before the Great Meat War, and during the war, it was transformed into a military hospital. Since then, we are relentlessly working on treating injured minds under the leadership of Dr. Quetzal, the famous specialist.
The place seems pretty empty. Do many people work here?
We have 32 residents and 7 nurses, including me. We also have a 3-person maintenance and cleaning staff, and, of course, the heart and soul of our institution, Dr. Quetzal himself.
I see. Now, this Dr. Quetzal, is he the director here?
Exactly. Director, scientist, researcher, patron, and doctor. And even a friend.
Quite a guy.
He certainly is.
Is he a duck? Doctor... I thought I said Dr. Sensual. Dr. Sensuous Quetzalcoatl.
So who is this Dr. Quetzal exactly?
He's a world-famous researcher of the mind, Mr. Featherland. He published countless books in the fields of psychology and psychotherapy.
Psycho... what?
Unraveling the mind. It's the most crucial mission of the century, Mr. McChicken.
That's really good to know.
So this doctor's some celebrity, right? Does he usually meet other important persons?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Well, like Mr. Hobart Wessler, for example.
Ah, yes. That's something you should ask the doctor himself, but unfortunately, I don't think he has time right now.
He's swamped, is he?
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. He is very, very, very busy. All the time.
I thought so.
Well, he'll have to make himself very unbusy, won't he? The police. I need to speak to him.
Now, what can you say about this, miss? Have you seen anything like it?
Of course. Our residents wear these for identification. But how did you come by it? They only wear them inside the institution.
Huh. I see.
The wristband does belong to one of our residents. But I'm afraid I'm not allowed to tell you more due to regulations.
Regulations.
Oh, come on, Miranda. It's us, the chicken police.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Miranda, this case is a matter of life and death.
Go on, my.
Lives are in your hands.
Go on, my.
All right. All right. I'll do it. Albert Wessler. The patient's name is Albert Thaddeus Wessler.
Figures. Just as we thought.
Thank you, Miranda. We'll never forget this.
Please, don't make me blush. And don't tell anyone you heard it from me.
Oh, we won't.
Our beaks are
I
sealed.
promise.
So when can we talk to Mr. Wessler?
I need to ask Dr. Quetzal. Please wait here.
Thank you.
Where's she gone? Now we can run down the corridor. Dr. Quetzal was obviously a duck, surely. Oh, he's a snake. Green tree python. I thought he was a flipping duck. Sessuous Quetzalcoatl, male, cold, distant, professional, gives us the creeps. A brilliant polyhister, scientist, writer, philosopher, very clever person. Probably will get us all in a tiz.
We need to let them know we're here.
We've let them know we're here. Let's go up the stairs quickly. Run.
Dr. Quetzal will see you.
Oh.
He's waiting for you in his office. Up the stairs, all the way down the hall until the last door.
What a surprise. It's enough to mention Wessler's name and all the doors are open.
I wouldn't want to get mixed up in this, but do you think Albert is in danger?
Danger? What do you mean?
We haven't heard from him since he disappeared, and we're really, really worried.
Oh.
I see. We don't know yet, miss, but let's hope for the best.
Great wild ones protect him.
So he has disappeared.
Where is he?
No idea, Marty.
There.
The smell of all that's furry. I'll never get used to it.
Well, reptiles have a disgusting body odor, Marty.
It's right there.
But they feel exactly the same about us.
Exactly.
Great wild ones, you scared the hell out of me.
I already sensed your arrival from afar. You know, snakes have a different sense of smell, and birds used to be our prey once upon a time.
Well, yeah. Luckily, we're living in civilized times.
Lucky. Please take a seat. How can I help you, gentlemen?
Dr. Q, how can you help us in your little office? Well, we'll soon find out, won't we? We got some walls.
Your office is rather Puritan. Simple, I mean.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, yes. I can't let my mind wander from my work. I only keep what's essential in my office.
I see. That makes sense. Is this cell like the others?
Hello,
I
Nagisa.
would rather call it a room. But yes, it's like all the others, except there are even bigger ones than this.
An isle of reason in a sea of insanity.
Insanity is such a strong word, and it's mostly an abstract idea. Where does insanity start, and how long is one not insane? Interesting questions. Am I normal, or are you? Maybe neither of us.
You see, that's something I think about a lot nowadays.
If you like, I can give you an appointment.
Oh, this is your chance, Sonny. Don't miss it. We're already here.
Marty, clock up.
I think that class is a shut up, Marty. Righty-ho, Dr. Q. What else we got? A nice window, room with a view.
Why do you have bars on your windows?
Because it's a room like all the others, and I'm just an animal too, like all our residents.
With the significant difference of you being a doctor and not a patient. Am I right?
It's not as big of a difference as you'd think.
It's quite a haunting theme, isn't it?
A snake. I can't help it, but they make my feathers stand on end.
To be honest, gentlemen, your visit is anything but a surprise. I could even say I was expecting
A
it.
tree python.
What an introduction.
Please forgive me. I have the bad habit of immediately getting into the middle of things. How very rude of me. My name is Dr. Sessuous Quetzalcoatl, but most call me Dr. Quetzal to keep it simple.
The name is Santino Featherland, and this is my partner, Martin McChicken, from
the predatory division of the Clawville Police Department. Your fame is one step ahead of you.
We're used to it.
Certainly.
We have some questions about one of your patients, if you don't mind. We'd like to talk to him, if that's possible.
Please be specific, Detective.
Look, Doctor, we're too tired to play cat and mouse. Not that snake and chicken sounds any better.
Very funny, I must say. Just what I expected from you two detectives.
We know you know. It's about Albert Wessler, Ibn Wessler's secret twin. Ever since we've said his name, all the doors have miraculously opened. That's what we call a bullseye.
Well, yes. Why should I deny it? We're talking about a rather illustrious patient here, who's also a very particular medical case.
Now, that's much more interesting. So, are you willing to talk about him?
Because Albert, regrettably, has disappeared, and you are police detectives, I have no reason not to talk to you. Of course, I'm at your service, but you must understand, I can't disclose information about my patients.
Not even if it's a matter of life and death?
Everything's a matter of life and death in here, Detective. This is a hospital, even if it's primarily for the mind, not the body.
Still, I'd like to give the impossible a try.
Please, Detective, just do your job, and I'll do mine.
Okay. Dr. Q. So here's Albert Wessler. He has disappeared from the asylum, so he could well be the dead body. But that would be too simple, surely. Would it be too simple?
How long was Albert a resident of the institution?
For quite some time. His first symptoms surfaced in his teens. Depression, panic attacks, and schizophrenia.
Was he brought here immediately after the first signs that something wasn't right?
You know, the biggest problem with an opinion on insanity is that animals are ashamed of it. That's the reason our institution stands out here in the middle of nowhere.
Because animals would rather hide what they're afraid to face.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
As far as I know, the Wessler family wasn't exceptionally wealthy.
Indeed, they were rather poor, but we offer our services gratis.
Then how do you sustain yourselves?
By the grace of the treasury of King Hector III, of course.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
My family and the royal dynasty had always been on good terms, Mr. Santino.
Ooh, now we can start to question him. Ooh, interesting. I was looking for good interrogation.
What kind of a place is this exactly? I assume it wasn't built as an insane asylum.
It used to be a mansion. Construction started during the occupation in 622. Then it stood empty for almost a century, until finally it went to the crown of Clawville when Hector's great-grandfather took the throne. The rest is history.
How long have you been working here?
I've worked here for more than 30 years, but it's been in my family's possession for almost 150 years.
So if I count correctly, as soon as it went to the crown, it was seized by your family.
That's almost accurate, Mr. Featherland.
What a lovely inheritance. Tell me, Doctor, do you know Madame Zavas?
Just like everybody else, I've heard of her, but I never had the pleasure of meeting her in person. I'm sure she's an interesting case.
Oh, you can be sure about that. I'd gladly get you two together if I had the chance. A spare cell would suit her very much.
Is that so?
As it turns out, she likes small, narrow, secret places.
Oh, I see. What a coincidence.
Okay. Shall we get to questioning? Not just yet. Let's check the clues out in the codex. So, we've got a new entry. The half-century occupation. Since its foundation, an attempt to conquer Clawville has only been made once. The half-century occupation lasted half a century. 55 years to be precise. During this time, the Hurrah Empire took over all of Clawville's territories except its colonies, which in the end, with the help of Swallosso and Vaha, took back control over Clawville. Okay. Who is this? This is like... We've bypassed this person, which is quite intriguing. Who is it? Okay. Let's see how we do questioning today.
Dr. Quetzal's a real mystery, but I can turn that to my advantage. I just need to focus on the strangest pieces of the puzzle.
We're not going to overthink it today. We're going to just dive in, get it done. Bang. Dr. Quetzalcoatl! He could be a tricky character. He's a mental doctor. If anybody can have us tied in knots, it's him. But hey, we're going to do it. So he's mysterious.
So when did Albert become a resident of your institute?
Albert and Hobart, or Ibn as you call him, arrived here almost exactly 4 years ago.
Could you describe that day more specifically?
It was not long after New Year's Eve, maybe the first week of the year, if I'm not mistaken. It was sleeting that day. Wind was banging incessantly on the windows. The power was going out for short periods of time.
What was your first impression of them?
I already knew the Wessler name. I knew who they were. Or at least I knew one of them, Hobart Wessler. He was famous. Gangster, moneylender, celebrity, lover.
And Albert?
He was new to me, an invisible gray ghost. The family had tried to keep his existence a secret.
Why?
Because they were ashamed of him, of course, Mr. Featherland. That's how it usually is.
What was your first impression of him?
He was silent, but observed everything that surrounded him. His eyes were constantly moving, never stopped for a second.
Was he afraid?
I wouldn't say so. It seemed to me that he wanted to move into our institution voluntarily. It looked as if he couldn't wait to be here, alone, locked up in silence and darkness.
Didn't you think of that as unusual?
Of course I did, but who am I to judge? It was rather special treatment.
Addicted to details. What kind of special treatment?
What kind of special treatment did Albert get?
You know, if an institution like ours has to accept a Wessler as a guest, there's bound to be some favoritism.
And complete secrecy, I guess.
Yes, but that's the case for all our patients, Mr. Featherland.
Of course. So in what way did he receive more than the others?
Basically, we don't admit anyone into our institution without a complete and thorough prior assessment. In the case of Albert, we put that aside.
So you didn't even know if he had anything wrong with him?
Initially, no. He was more of a guest than a patient.
Good. Daydreamer. Addicted to details.
How did Albert relate to you?
Albert was immensely sophisticated and polite, so much so that his true emotions and thoughts could not be deciphered.
And that's why you thought of him as an exciting case.
That's right, Mr. Featherland. I see you're starting to get to know me in some way.
I'm just doing my job, Doctor.
You and me both.
Okay, we're doing good here.
Are you telling me Albert had multiple personalities?
We found out very quickly that there was no other reason for the cause of his seizures. He had a cold and calculating personality who sometimes, especially on stormy days, took the reins over their shared mind.
He had these seizures from the beginning.
Yes, Mr. Featherland, but they started to intensify after Albert left our institution for the first time.
Left?
He did what? Left the
Hello,
institution?
Olivia, welcome.
More than once?
Oh, yes, Mr. Featherland. Albert left the institution on several occasions until the last time, when he failed to come back.
Quetzal's not only very observant, but he's addicted to details. I must focus on that if I want to get closer to the truth. Focus. Addicted to details.
The more and more I'm getting convinced that Wessler, Ibn Wessler, and Albert Wessler have switched places. It's gotta be.
When and why did Albert leave the institution for the first time?
It was about 2 years ago. Mr. Hobart Wessler appeared and demanded we let his brother go free. Naturally, we obliged. We had no idea if we'd ever see him again.
But you did.
He returned the same day. Albert was ecstatic. He was unrestrained. I could almost say happy.
That was unusual for him?
I had never seen him like that before, Mr. Featherland. He just smiled and stared at the empty wall for hours.
Did he ever tell you what happened to him outside?
Of course he did. Albert and I had a good relationship. He was working on a painting for his brother.
Was it a painting of a lovely lady cat?
Oh, exactly. So you already knew about that.
Yes, Dr. Quetzal, I've seen it.
Addicted to detail, daydreamer, confused, mysterious. Don't like that one. Not too keen on that one. I think this
Did
one.
Albert tell you how he felt about the painting?
From the first moment, he loved it. He was fascinated by it. But who could blame him? A little diversity, fresh air, a beautiful lady, and of course, on top of all that, he could finally do what he loved best: paint.
Which could be a surprisingly effective therapy.
It could have been. Unfortunately, these excursions have greatly intensified his seizures. They have become more frequent and extreme.
Okay.
So Albert left on many occasions to continue working on the painting.
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. Every time he came back, he was like a different person. But unfortunately, his seizures also multiplied and became more dangerous.
More dangerous?
Albert was hurting himself. And on one occasion, he even tried to hurt me. It was unprecedented. It seemed his confined personality was taking over their shared mind entirely, piece by piece.
Do you think the painting caused it?
Not the painting, Mr. Featherland.
But its subject.
Exactly. He was obsessed, right until that fateful day when he returned to us for the last time.
What exactly happened that day, Doctor?
It wasn't Hobart who brought his brother back that day, but two of his gorillas. Not literally, I mean. And Albert was in a terrible, terrible state.
What happened to him?
I don't like to talk about that, Mr. Featherland.
Well, you bloody will talk about
It could
it.
be vital to the case, Dr.
Tell me!
Wessel. Don't back down.
Oh, you're right. There's no use turning back now. So, Albert's tongue was torn out.
Ooh.
Or cut off, I don't know exactly. And he was blinded in one eye. Or rather, one of his eyes was missing.
Oh, my God.
Entirely.
So you're saying Albert was brought back horribly mutilated?
Yes. And they didn't give any explanation as to what had happened. They simply told me it was some kind of accident.
Dr. Quetzal is cold and professional, but he's also very confused. Maybe it's cruel, but I must exploit his vulnerability if I want to learn everything about Albert. Focus, confused.
Okay.
You didn't believe Albert had an accident, is that right?
Of course not. I'm not naive. I knew immediately that Albert had been severely battered, and I was sure it had been his brother, Hobart.
Well, we don't know that, Dr. Quetzal.
Would you defend a monster?
Take it easy, Doc. One of the most critical elements of my job is not to make assumptions.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Featherland. I'm sorry I got carried away.
It's all right. Happens to everyone.
Oh, minus 20. Hell, fire.
Pull yourself together, Doctor. What was Albert's condition after the incident?
Oh, it's going so well.
Mind your tone, detective.
I don't.
Sorry, Doc, but I can see you're disturbed by these memories.
How could I not be? I'm not a monster. We're talking about a mutilated animal here.
So, what was he like after the incident?
Even more silent than ever. No surprise, I suppose. He was not only silent in words, but also in his soul and spirit.
What do you mean by that?
He never painted anything again, and his seizures completely stopped.
What happened then? How did Albert disappear?
A few weeks later, Hobart came to visit Albert one more time. Albert had been in terrible condition by then. We even had to transfer him to another cell, a more safe one.
What did Hobart do during the visit?
He didn't do anything. He just sat and watched his brother, who was in an almost vegetative state by then.
Couldn't you manage to draw anything out of him? You or Hobart?
Nothing. For a while, he was trying to signal something. Perhaps he was too afraid. And most likely his fingers had been broken too, so he couldn't even write.
Do you think Hobart could have killed Albert?
It's horrible to say it, but I'm sure of it.
How did he disappear in the end? Did someone come for him?
That's what's most eerie about it all, Mr. Featherland. He simply disappeared. His door, which only I had a key for, was open.
Did anyone see anything?
No one. We interrogated the staff, even the patients. He simply vanished off the face of the wilderness. We don't know what happened to him.
Unfortunately, I have a hunch. Thank you, Doctor. You've been a great help.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could be of help. But please, I now must attend to my work.
We understand, Doctor. Thank you.
Oh, well, probably 4 stars because we cocked one up. Ah, damn. Ah, bloody hell. Ah. Righty-ho. Oh, let's continue onwards. Got some clues here. Let's have a look at these clues. Back to the haunting music. So, Albert Wessler disappeared. We have a hunch. Well, maybe it was Albert Wessler after all that was killed. Anyway, Ibn here most likely killed his own brother and made Zip dispose of the body. That's the only plausible explanation right now. Did Albert get too close to Natasha? Motive. Painted that risque picture, the one where did she have her back to the... Painted the back? I'm sure it was the back, right? It was a bit of a risque picture anyway, I remember it. I remember it well! And Dr. Quetzal... Okay. Dr. Q?
That's quite shocking information.
I think you understand why we kept it a secret. If it wasn't for Mr. Wessler's demand, we'd never let any of our patients walk freely outside our institution.
Then the accident happened.
Accident? We didn't believe it, not for a second. After Albert came back to us, horribly mutilated, he was different.
Different how?
If someone got one of his eyes poked out and his tongue torn out, he'd be different, but not like this. Albert was a different person.
We believe you, Doctor. So, can we take a look at Albert's cell?
I'd rather call it his room. Mr. Wessler lived in exceptional circumstances.
Thanks to the Wessler name, I guess.
Yes. Well, we try to make all of our patients stay as comfortable as possible, but Albert certainly enjoyed special favoritism.
I hope you don't mind if we take a look around in there.
That's not going to bother anyone.
Well, that's surprising.
I've never seen a cell like this before, that's for sure. I wouldn't mind living here myself.
It seems that being a Wessler gets you privileges.
And a healthy dose of danger.
Mostly that, yeah. Let's take a good look around. I'm sure we'll find some answers here. I can almost smell them.
Well, I smell paint, ink, plaster, some kind of oil, aging paper, slight smell of rat, and great expectations.
What the dickens?
Is that what the dickens?
Unmistakable. Yeah.
This place is bad for you, pal. But if you've already jump-started your beak holes, then sniff out the solution.
I'm on it, Boss Bird.
Oh, we've got like numbers and all sorts of stuff here. Right, I'm gonna eat my dinner. I'm not gonna eat my dinner. I'm gonna eat myself, but I'll play on. And it's a nice little mixed grill this evening. I've got some toast, bacon, sausages, beans, egg, and a lamb chop. Only thing missing from this big plate of food, as if I needed to eat anything further than this. Just a little pile of chips would have finished it off quite nicely. But anyway, I'll munch on, and we'll see what we can glean from this cell. Room. Apologies.
No way. Is this some kind of puzzle?
I don't think so. But we could still find something important here. A pattern, a sign, anything. The style. It's very familiar to me.
You've been lonely for far too long, huh?
Not funny, Marty.
It is, a little.
A small window, a small hope. Identical twins. And looking at it, they may have easily loved the same woman. 2 men and 1 woman. Nothing good ever comes of that.
Well, I wouldn't say that exactly.
Of all the wild ones, Marty, please, stitch up your beak, okay?
Just use your imagination, old bird.
Scribbles, newspaper articles, study papers, poems, perfect chaos.
Just like the troubled mind of a troubled fella.
Yeah, but there's still a kind of order in it. It's just too intricate for you to comprehend.
If you say so, boss.
Look at that, a letter.
You know, I don't think he had it so bad in here.
You mean apart from being separated from everyone you love in an ancient mansion filled with madmen?
You're right.
As always. Identical twins. And looking... Albert was madly in love with Natasha and would have done anything for her. I'm afraid he did exactly that. What do you make of this?
Apart from the fact the guy was totally insane? I don't know. What should I?
That maybe we've been chasing the wrong person all this time, Marty.
What do you mean?
Everything will be revealed soon.
Why do you have to be so melodramatic all of a sudden?
If I'm right, this'll flip the whole case upside down.
What's that, Sonny? A blurb from some horrible novel?
I just have to think things through before I come to any hasty conclusions, Marty.
Ugh, you're killing me. So, what now? Where to?
Back to Clawville, where we can finally put all the pieces together.
You're driving me crazy. But all right, let's go home.
So, detectives, have you found what you were looking for?
I'm afraid we have, Doctor. And more.
I wouldn't dare to say I'm happy to hear it, but I'm glad to be of service to you.
Well, thanks, Doc.
I hope I don't offend you by saying I hope we're not going to meet anytime soon.
Not on account of either of our jobs, am I right?
Exactly.
I don't believe this. Those two again?
Take them out. My car won't last much longer.
Don't worry, Sonny. I was born to do this.
Concentrate, Marty, for the God's sake.
Can you drive like you're not a fucking lunatic?
Shut up and shoot, you big feather pillow. Are you blind or what? Where did you learn to shoot?
Whew. Well, that was close.
A little too close for my taste, and it only strengthens my belief. Wessler is desperate. He knows if we survive, he's done for.
Well, come on, what did you work out? Will you tell me already?
Sure. Let's put the picture together, piece by piece. Let's start from the beginning. So, we got a case. Natasha tried to show us the painting. And that painting would have shown us the way. Ibben and Albert Wessler. Albert painted Natasha, so he met her on more than one occasion. Which made Albert fall in love with Natasha. And on a fateful night, he killed his brother so he could take his place in secret and win Natasha's heart.
So what happens now?
The inevitable, Marty. We're going to the Wessler mansion to confront Ibben with the facts.
You mean Albert, right?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Natasha.
Do you think she knew about it?
Something stinks, Marty. The whole case seems too intricate.
Too many coincidences, right?
Well, well, after 10 years, you did learn something, didn't you?
9.
You're right.
Huh.
What?
You just laughed, Sonny.
What? No, I snorted.
No, you laughed.
Ah, just leave it, Marty.
I'll be telling this to my grandchicks.
All right, pal, that's enough.
Okay. So, Albert fell madly in love with Natasha and decided to have her for himself.
And his best chance was to trade places with Ibben Wessler.
So that's why the torn out tongue.
Yeah, Ibben couldn't squeal even if he wanted to.
What a diabolical plan.
More like insane.
But why the messages then? Why the threats? Albert got what he wanted. He could have got away with it.
I'm not a psychologist, Marty, but remember what the doctor told us. Albert has a seriously injured mind and a split personality. I think his two identities were at war with each other.
So the messages were written by one of his personalities, consumed by jealousy?
Something like that, Marty. But we can only learn the whole truth from him.
You're right. So, are we going or what?
We're going, Marty, to finally finish what we started.
Well, if there's anything you'd like to do before, do it now, boss. You won't have a chance later.
You're right, Marty. It's time to wrap everything up.
This fog's almost impenetrable.
Strange, but somehow this time I feel it's a good omen.
Really? How come?
I don't know. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel without the light.
Oh, you're not getting ready to die, are you, old man? If we're going on a suicide mission, I think I should know.
Why, haven't I told you yet?
You're not funny. I see we're ready.
You'll need a shotgun for this kind of deal, Marty. Maybe even that won't be enough.
Nothing to fear while Bertha's here. Even less because you're here too with Mr. Sinclair, of course.
Should I cry?
That would be nice for a change. Ah, Her Majesty Bertha II.
My drumstick still hurts every time I see her.
Be glad you're alive. Bertha rarely leaves witnesses.
Right here, folks. We're in for the final showdown.
It's a little outdated, but I understand why you're so attached to it.
It can pierce the skin of a rhino, Marty, and the rust brings back memories. I'm a man of bad habits.
You know, sometimes I feel like I'm one of your bad habits.
Rest assured, Marty, you are.
If we survive this, can we crack this open?
I'd rather keep it for a really special occasion.
You're saying I'm not special enough?
I was joking. If we survive this, we'll drink it to the last drop.
Now you're talking. You think you'll need your fake badge?
I never needed a badge, Marty.
What a punchline.
It's more like a kind of good luck charm. It reminds me of who I should be.
And? Does it work?
No, Marty, not really.
Do you think that'll be enough?
Enough evidence. Not in the slightest. That's why we go unannounced.
And with big guns.
Exactly.
I like this new Sonny.
There is no new Sonny. Just the old ones had enough.
If our theory's correct, this photo will hurt more than a bullet.
That's the plan.
All right. Welcome back, Cham. What's for dinner? Mixed grill. Good old mixed grill. Lamb, sausage, bacon, beans, egg, toast. No chips though. But I'm still full. All right.
Do you remember that case with the goat?
Which one?
When that demented wolf devoured the kids of a young goat mother, and in revenge, she cut open his stomach and filled it with rocks.
Do I remember? I'll never forget it. Hell, that was a slaughterhouse. As far as I know, she even took the remains of the kids with her. But how did that come to mind?
This was that shop. The goat mother was running it. They found the dead wolf in here.
This one exactly? Good gods.
Yeah, before it was closed down, when there was still some life here. Not even that now, just the void.
Yeah, spooky place, that's for sure.
Still, I love to live here.
Sonny, you're creepy.
I never thought I'd ever look at this place and think of it as home.
Life's weird, isn't it? I didn't think that after what I did to you, we'd work together again.
You mean when you shot me?
You know I had my reasons, Sonny.
Yeah.
What reasons?
Have I ever, apologized?
I don't think so.
Then let's leave it that way.
Hey, I apologize for shooting you, Boss Bird.
That's okay, Marty. It happens even to the best of friends.
I'll remember what you just said, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah? Well, don't try to take advantage of it.
Who, me? What do you think of me?
Hey, Lewis. You weren't awake all night because of us, were you?
I've never been this excited, Sonny. Seriously, it is a great honor to be part of the team. What is it?
You, Lewis. You don't stutter anymore.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Just now, you didn't stutter. Not even a little.
Oh, I must be exhausted. It happens sometimes.
And it's back.
So, thanks again, Lewis. You always get us out of trouble.
Come on, boys. Don't even mention it. It is me who is grateful to be a part of an adventure of the chicken police.
Maybe the last one, too.
Hey, Sonny, don't spoil his mood. He's so cute.
What's he doing? What's he up to?
Pardon?
Nothing.
What is he up to?
Lewis became kind of part of the team in the end, didn't he?
You mean Leopold?
God damn it. Did I mess that up again?
No, I'm just joking. You said it right this time.
Huh.
It hurts even to think about it. But without this feather duster, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. I still think there's something suspicious going on here. Oh, we can still talk, ask questions of him. Nothing there.
I just realized. Ibn at the Tsar Club.
Yes, Marty. Albert's been Ibn for a long time now. Do you remember what Natasha said about him?
That he's been acting strange recently?
Exactly. Like he's not himself anymore.
It was almost hitting us in the face, huh?
Hello.
Don't
Good
blame
evening,
yourself,
Critic.
Marty. We couldn't have figured that out just by ourselves. The whole story's too twisted for that.
Well, it's how we make our living, Sonny. And I'm sure we'll have plenty more twisted cases to come.
Who knows, Marty? It's not up to us. It's mostly not up to us, in fact.
Yeah, right. Do you think the asylum was in on it? I mean, covering up Albert's disappearance?
You know that reptiles give me the creeps. One of them even set fire to that ship. But oddly enough, the doctor seemed honest to me.
He seemed like a patient to me. Seriously, I thought everyone was crazy in that place.
Yeah, whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process, he doesn't become a monster.
Are you still talking about the doctor?
Good question.
So, what's the plan? We shove the letter and our theory in his face and see what happens?
Something like that, Marty. I think our presence will be enough for the truth to come out.
I really hope you're right, Boss Bird.
We have no other choice, so I hope so too.
Do you think it's a love triangle? I mean, could Natasha love Albert as well?
Good question, Marty. But I don't think so. When I first spoke to Natasha, she told me she loved Ibn in her own way.
In her own way, huh? And could she love two rats in her own way?
Maybe. Maybe she even suspected the truth, but didn't dare admit it, even to herself.
New location.
So, what do you think, now that it's clearer?
I don't know, Marty, but I believe Natasha didn't mean to be bad. Not intentionally, at least.
I'm not as sure of that as you are, boss. But we'll find that out pretty soon, I guess.
I think Natasha was very much aware that wherever she goes, disaster follows her. But it's not her fault, and she can't do anything about it. There are people like that.
Really? You don't say. Someone remarkably similar came to mind right now.
You mean me, right?
Who can even read minds?
Maybe you're right, Marty. Maybe you're right.
Okay, so when you feel we can leave, just point to the place on the map and we'll be off.
Thanks, partner. I'll do that.
Okay, but we got some more clues first and stuff. The Wessler Residency, a fancy mansion somewhere at the end of the world. Still never found out who this mystery person was. Maybe we just missed him. The third member of the team, Lewis, who suddenly stopped stuttering rather randomly. Gabriel still tried to kill us, but was unsuccessful. And our final clue, Albert, is Ibn Wessler himself. As I suspected, as we probably all suspected. Why else bring a twin into the mix unless there's going to be some kind of switcheroo going on? The madman took his brother's place and is trying to tie up loose ends.
Did you forget anything, Sonny?
No, I just thought I'd take a look. Might be the last time I see it.
You becoming sentimental?
Who knows? Maybe I am.
Oh, that's cute.
Should I say it?
I know, Sonny. I can still get out.
But you won't.
On the beak.
Thanks, pal.
Forget about it. I'd be bored to death otherwise.
Okay, so one last look at our apartment. Looks like somebody's broken in. Look at the state of it. Pictures, the cabinet, the city.
I can't even recognize the city in daylight.
Like a raving lunatic while asleep, right?
Phone, pile of damn papers.
Buddy, you really need a secretary.
I thought about it too, Marty, but I'm still searching for a lunatic who'd take the job.
I'm sure Lewis would do it. I'd love to see him in a fancy little skirt.
Moron. But at least you finally managed to remember his name.
Really? Shit. I was trying to say it wrong.
Cheap whiskey.
I've had enough stimulation. Huh.
What are you hiding in there, Sonny?
You know, it's funny. I have no idea. I lost the key.
You want me to open it for you?
Ah!
I got a method.
Yeah, go on.
Don't shoot my cabinet, Marty.
Shoot it open.
Okay.
Oh. Well, let's look at the pictures. Oh, look, it's Mr. Davis, the guy that's in the asylum now, that's in a wheelchair and bonkers.
The blue side of the moon.
So, you know him after all.
Of course I know him. It's M.B. Davis, the greatest musician ever. But sometimes it's just fun to tease you, boss.
I'd like to know how many times you did that to me.
You see, I can still surprise you even after 10 years.
You know it's just 9, don't you?
Of course, I know.
Well, I don't even know what to think.
I wouldn't like to be in your place, Sonny. But this doesn't change the things that already happened, you know? Your memories remain the same.
Easy to say, Marty, but I feel like nothing's the same anymore. Even my fondest memories have been stolen from me.
You mean she stole them?
Yeah.
Maybe you should look for her. You know, you could find her. You've got the connections.
I could have done it already. Maybe I was too cowardly.
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Very funny.
Funny because it's true.
119 days left, Marty, and I'm out of here. As soon as I get my discharge papers, I'm leaving for the wilderness on the first flight.
You know, I envy you a little.
It's not going to be the real thing. Not on my own.
Why don't you take Natasha with you?
What are you even talking about?
Come on, Sonny. Cut the act.
Alright, there we go. One last trip down memory lane for Wessler residents. I mean, there's other places to visit. But that's... Let's cut to the chase.
The sun was shining, and all the ducks were in a row. I felt ready. The pieces of the grand puzzle were laid out on the table. I just needed to piece them all together. A revealing glance or a careless word, and I'd have the answer. I knew we were in the right place. I knew it was nearly over. Was Natasha really just a victim? Or did she know everything? Was she controlling the puppets from behind the curtain? Well, if you don't know where to go, go straight ahead. What could possibly go wrong?
Absolutely nothing. Oh, God.
Here I am, Natasha. I hope you're waiting for me.
Very short intro. Short.
Furry gods. I knew he was rich, but wow.
Half the city is in his hands, Marty, and half the Council of 12.
I think we'll catch a big fish today.
Don't count your chickens. I'm sure Wessler's expecting us, and Natasha too, I hope.
You hope?
If I'm right, she could be our only chance of survival.
Lovely prospects, huh?
I've had worse.
Really?
Wow, look at this place, eh? Look at this. Tower?
What the hell is it? Water tower? Turret? A frickin' lighthouse?
I think it's a monument to an enormous ego, Marty.
Well, anyone who builds a tower this big must be trying to compensate for something.
Or he just has too much dough.
Or maybe a bit of both. Fancy car.
Quite the steed, isn't it?
Seems nowadays organized crime pays well in Clawville.
Are you surprised? The chicken police retired.
Well, they say the team's back together again.
Nah, that's impossible.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Is this a mansion or a grand palace?
Or a small city.
Well, if it comes to hide and seek, old Wessler will have an advantage.
A serious advantage.
Rat Knight.
Huh, one of Wessler's ancestors, maybe.
Wessler's ancestors were poor cobblers. More likely, this represents what he thinks of himself.
I wonder how chivalry is compatible with organized crime.
Ibn was planning to leave the underworld.
When his twin brother tore out his tongue, poked out his eye, killed him, and took his place?
Yeah.
Yeah. Till that, yeah.
Oh, this place has its own greenhouse. What do you think's inside?
100% humidity and unbearable heat.
Oh, not like that. Could they be growing rarities in there?
Or maybe some chicken-eating giant flower monsters.
What? Oh, you just made that up, right? Nah, I'm sure there's no such thing.
Are you sure, Marty? Nice tree there. Okay.
Hey, not so fast, chickens.
Look who it
Please
is.
excuse my partner. We didn't mean to be rude, it's just his terrible habits, as you may already know.
Yes, we do. Gabriel.
Look who's here.
What a surprise. Our biggest fans.
What do you think? Should we give them our autographs?
I think we should. In the eye.
Ah, look what the cat dragged in.
Funny, I don't recognize them.
Well, maybe if they had some guns with them? Tommy guns?
Oh yeah, now I remember. The two suckers in the luxury van you shot to pieces. Twice.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, chickens? Would you like us to finish what we started?
Try
We'd
it,
love
pal.
to have fun with you boys, but we need to talk to your boss. And while we're at it, the lady of the house is also expecting us.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so horny.
In that case, I guess there's no reason for us to waste your precious time. Is that right, Gabriel? Get the hell out of our sight while there are still feathers on your skin, chickens.
Easy, pal. We're not even here anymore. Until next time, boys. This must lead to Wessler and Natasha's suite.
Well, let's get the big guns out and kick the door down.
Calm
No
down.
need for that, Marty.
Calm down.
We'll wait until they invite us in, like real gentlemen. Then maybe we'll need the guns. But I hope it won't come to that.
Oh, my trigger finger's itching, Sonny. Someone's gotta pay.
Relax, Marty. Someone is gonna pay. Tonight.
Yeah, just don't let it be us.
Oh, I can sense something's gonna happen. I can sense it. New Year's Eve, you know, whenever it was it last year? New Year's Eve 2 years ago, and we got shot by Marty. It's New Year's Eve. Is it still New Year's Eve? Has this all been like one day? We've gone here and everywhere. Olivia looking all crow-like.
It's like the vegetation's trying to suffocate these beautiful walls.
Maybe it will. Maybe in 100 years, nothing will be here but plants. An endless, planet-sized jungle.
That's quite a dark thought.
Yeah, it is.
This place is incredible, but it kind of gives me the creeps.
Because you know what lies behind the beauty.
With Natasha, too?
I haven't decided yet.
Huh. I wasn't expecting to see Olivia here.
She's real close to Wessler. But how much does she know?
Much more than me, I guess.
That wouldn't be hard.
Let's go say hello.
Ah, what a pleasant surprise. Hello, Olivia. Sweetie.
Sweetie, sweetie.
What
Darling,
did
darling.
you say, ma'am?
turn around and get the hell out of here now, if you want to make it out with feathers intact.
Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about us. We know what we're doing.
Martin.
Huh?
Don't you get it? You have to get out of here or you'll be in danger, and also her.
Do you mean Natasha? Please calm down, miss. We have to talk to Mr. Wessler and Miss Katsenko.
You really don't understand, do you?
Yes, we do.
What do they not understand, Olivia?
Uh-oh.
So, what is it exactly that our guests don't understand?
I was trying to tell the detectives that Mr. Wessler's very tired and doesn't welcome guests this early. He gets rather irate if he's being disturbed at this hour.
I'm sure Mr. Featherland and Mr. McChicken can wait here while Ibn refreshes himself. I'll entertain them until then.
Thank you, Miss Katsenko.
Please, Sonny. I thought we've already discussed this. Call me Natasha.
Please, Natasha, can we talk to you in private?
Martin?
It's all right, Olivia. These gentlemen are my friends.
Yes, Miss Katsenko.
Yes, Olivia.
You know, I had a dream before we came here. I saw Natasha with a bloody mouth and red claws.
And? What does that tell you?
I don't know, Marty.
Oh, she's evil.
I admit it. I haven't been this on edge for a long time.
I'm just angry. Truth is, I'm not entirely sure why.
Your sense of justice kicking in?
More like my sense of don't fuck with the chicken police.
The truth is, Ibn isn't really in a good shape today, gentlemen. He's rather furious. Are you sure this can't wait?
You commissioned us, Natasha, and we barely escaped with our combs intact.
So you know who left the threats?
Oh, we know much more than that, Natasha. We even know where you used to work. We talked to Madame Savas.
Wild gods.
Why didn't you tell us?
Do you think it's easy for a woman to talk about such things, that she used to be an escort?
Along with Molly?
So you know.
Yeah, I know, Natasha. I also know all of this was a trap.
Believe me, I tried to handle things the least painfully I could. You weren't even supposed to know.
A lot shouldn't have happened. Poor Deborah shouldn't have had to die.
Dear sweet Deborah.
Cold, stiff Deborah.
Please don't say that.
A price worth paying?
You cannot think I had anything to do with that. You just cannot.
I don't know, Natasha.
Please, Sonny, tell me, what is going on?
You have to know, right?
Please.
Excuse me for making you wait, detectives.
Oh.
I'm having a rough morning after a long night.
Is that so? Our night was also kinda long.
To put it mildly.
I was just telling the gentlemen that you were exhausted, my dear, and they should come back another time. I'll escort them out.
Oh, honey, no need for that. My door's always open to the legendary chicken police. Please, come on in, guys. Let's talk in my room.
Then this way, please.
You just stay here, my darling. I'm sure our conversation will bore you to death. Please, go and refresh yourself, or tell Olivia to go make some coffee.
Yes, dear. Whatever you like.
Please, follow me, gents.
Lead on, Wessler. So long, sweetheart.
Goodbye.
Holy hell. Right. Katsenko. Oh, bloody hell. She goes into 2 pages. She's trying to send us away. Was she worried, or does she have a different motive? What's her game? Olivia also tried to shoo us away, but she seemed much more worried. And finally, We've now got a picture of Albert. A pricey bed, a night table, and some windows. And some kind of painting or something, I don't know.
This estate is rather impressive, Mr. Wessler.
Well, thank you.
I suppose it took years and years of cumbersome work to build it.
Yeah. As you say, Mr. Featherland, I'm rather proud of it.
You should be. Whoever built this place has a reason to be proud of himself.
Are you trying to say something, sir?
No, just thinking aloud. Impressive bed. Looks cozy.
Sure is better than a cell.
That's right, Marty.
I'm not sure I understand, gentlemen.
We'll see about that.
Just dropping a few hints in there. Fine brandy. Oh, a revolver.
Yeah, would you like a drink? This is a rather rare brandy. It lifts the spirits, if I may be so, poetic.
Really? Tempting, but I need to keep a clear head, Mr. Wessler.
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good vintage.
And I've heard you don't despise murder, Wessler. By the way, you've heard right. But everything has its place and time. Drinks, guns, dead bodies, and the truth.
Yeah, I see you're in a poetic mood as well.
More like prophetic.
And that's not a good sign.
Yeah, are you trying to intimidate me?
No, that's not how we do business. We're gentlemen.
I really hope so.
Do you keep a revolver in your bedroom?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree.
This painting.
It's beautiful and rather provocative. Almost makes my comb stand up.
I'm not surprised.
But the corner is missing.
You're right, Sonny. You're quite the observer.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged. I don't know where the missing piece could be.
You don't know? Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it is.
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch on it.
More like a rat scratch, because it's a monogram.
A.W.
That's
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Enough. Out with it already. What are you trying to say? I have no time for your childish charades.
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit.
Like a fish on a line.
Interesting. Now that I know who he really is, he doesn't even resemble Ibn Wessler.
If we know it, then surely Natasha knows it.
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Oh, you have rather good informants.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient. No offense.
None taken. But tell me, are we gonna flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want? How dare you intrude upon me in my own house?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours. With fire, with machine guns. I could go on.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway. So, Can we start?
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler.
Okay, start firing off the questions.
I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, she, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable. Those disgusting messages.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler, what Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same thing?
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were, if you're interested.
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
Yes, detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
Almost punched him in the face. Hello, Shelley.
About the painting.
Yeah, my brother Albert made it. He's a great talent, but still, he's a rather troubled individual.
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike. Identical twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the Tsar, too.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a crime?
No, it's not a crime in itself. This picture, it's rather strange, you know?
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to talk.
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who'd you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
You mean, me?
You.
No. I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time. Albert was there, all along.
And you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
I have no idea.
Did Natasha know
Stuttering
about what
now, isn't
happened
it?
to your brother?
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Why do you ask that? Yeah, of course.
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly. Don't play with me. You understand?
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly. And quickly. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my patience.
We visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his great hurry.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha.
More like a confession.
In which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her, even the most horrible things.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad. Insane. He's not normal. No one would believe his word, don't you understand?
But they believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
You're just a cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
What? What did you just say?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why. But she hates you. It's instinctive.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness? What could you know about hate, huh?
Oh, questioning. If we must. Oh!
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course.
Wow! If we screw this up, we might end up being shot. That's just put a slight twist on the questioning element, isn't it? Oh God, we better flip and make sure we get this right.
What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
Good evening, Mitchell. Welcome. A manipulator. So, this is about manipulation. Hopefully. We start off quite low as well.
You wanted to wrap everyone around your dirty little fingers, didn't you?
I couldn't involve anyone. You have to understand. No one besides myself, of course.
So, you included yourself in the plan. And did you agree with you?
Do you think it's funny, Santino? The position I'm in? Do you think I did it for power?
You wanted to rule over something, didn't you? Especially over Natasha.
I wanted to rule my fate. My actions, my will, myself. And yeah, then over everyone else who ever did me wrong, or who I once loved.
Such selflessness.
Selflessness? Yeah, don't make fun of yourself, Sonny. Selflessness is the refuge of the weak and cowardly. Yeah, tell me, did you act out of selflessness when you decided to involve your partner in all this?
No, Mr. Wessler, but it's not about me.
You see? You two are just hypocrites, pathetic statues. But under your stone skids, yeah, you're nothing but rotting corpses.
Have you ever thought that maybe you should have become a psychologist?
Yeah, you won't be laughing for long, Santino. I guarantee it.
Oh, that didn't go well, that one. Okay. Manipulator, cruel, imposter.
Did you ever believe that you were Ibn Wessler?
Did I ever believe? I still do. I believed it all along. Don't you get it? I am Ibn Wessler.
And also Albert Wessler.
I see you're starting to understand.
Oh ho! Oh.
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even now?
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even stronger than Albert ever was.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with this, Albert?
I don't have to avoid anything, Sonny. You and your friend, will never leave this place. It's better if you start getting used to the thought.
You're not the cold-blooded killer you'd like to think you are.
Yeah, do you think so? Try me, detective.
Okay, we're getting pluses, that's good.
What made you think you could deceive Natasha?
Because Natasha loved Ibn, in her own unique way. Yeah, and if there's anything that can blind an animal, it's love and hate. Everything revolves around these two things, Mr. Featherland.
Is everything black and white to you?
No. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Everything's gray in this world. only two things have color.
Love and hate.
I see you understand now, Sonny. Yeah, we're not that different, you and I.
Albert, you're everything I'm not, and I'm everything you're not, believe me.
Yeah, if that makes it easier for you, Detective.
Good, good. Keep going, Sonny.
That was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever
Look
after.
at his hand shaking.
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
His what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I don't have much time.
Come on.
Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn that cruelty against him.
Oh, plus 20, nice.
When was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert. But we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. It implodes on itself and ceases to exist. I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't.
Let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
Wounded. Oh ho ho.
You enjoyed leading everyone by the nose, didn't you?
Do you think this was just some megalomaniac power play on my part? Some kind of race with myself?
Not good.
Not in the slightest.
Not good.
Don't expect me to feel sorry for you.
On the contrary, Sonny. Your kind can't even comprehend what I've been through. That way, you can't understand the reasons behind my decisions either.
You know what? Maybe it's better this way. I'll sleep better, that's for sure.
If you're going to sleep, that will be your big sleep, chicken.
Minus 20.
Are you so sure about that, Wessler?
Oh, plus 5. Oh, well.
If you loved Natasha so much, how could you lie to her all along?
We lie the most to those we truly love, Santino. Isn't that right?
It shouldn't be that way.
You mean your wife, don't you? See? That's how it goes. We lie because we don't want to cause even more hurt.
What you did, Wessler, is nothing like Molly or me. What you did was out of simple selfishness and cowardice.
Watch what you're spitting out that dirty beak of yours, Santino.
I'm not afraid of you, Wessler. You'd better get that into your small little rat brain.
Oh, God.
Classic mistake, Mr. Featherland.
Oh, God.
I'm very close to breaking him. But if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover Wessler's wounds. Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so distant.
You're telling me.
Head's going now, his head's twitching as well.
She was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate. Do you understand?
I think I do, yes.
I know Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? This is the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was?
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hands.
Why is it sticking like there? It's not going any higher than that, is it?
Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two souls.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red. Just like love.
You know you're not going to be able to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who wrote them? And which one of you killed Deborah?
In my world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you familiar with this feeling, Mr. Featherland?
More than life itself.
You see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert.
We've got that perfect, right? Ah! Well, I'm sure we got all pluses there. See you later, Jam. I thought we did better than that. Oh well. Suffer the consequences. Who's gonna blink first? Come on, Sonny, do something! Marty! That was definitely Marty. Oh, Natasha!
So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you...
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target?
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of us.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly...
Here she is, in my wardrobe.
The cops? But how? How do they know?
I have no idea, Marty.
Do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia.
Olivia?
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her. Hello, boss.
Hello, boys.
Now, before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
Monica?
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Of all that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys,
yes, boss.
Don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you.
In the morning.
With all the details. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Marty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed.
So can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
Oh, nice. Right, okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, I've got the achievements. Lots of updates here. But the burning question is, who the hell was this? Right, Natasha. Okay, so she pulled the trigger and saved us. It was her fault we were here in the first place. Right, we got old Blood Boil, aka Vesemir. Softened his heart in the end. Bit of a commendation. Right, we've got here. So Albert honestly believes he and Ibn are one of the same, two souls in one body. Basically, he's a madman. Schizophrenia. And Monica figured what was going on and called the boys in. Mind you, if it weren't for Natasha, they'd have come in far too late. Would have been dead. But anyway, we appreciate it, Monica. We appreciate it. But is it really over? Oh, let's find out. Right, let's have a look here. So we've got the usual. Oh, not Timothy. Oh, for God, what are you doing here?
Ah, look what garbage the wind brought in.
Good God, is this guy everywhere?
Our faithful chronicler.
I swear I'm gonna hang him someday.
Oh, God.
How the hell did you find your way here, Tim? Always where the trouble is.
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark dealings in this city.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
No.
Clock off, Tim.
Clock off.
Hey!
I don't know if I've ever seen Monica in daylight.
This means she's real, not just a ghost of the police station.
So, you can finally ask her out on a date.
I didn't even hear that. Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those furheads would have put holes in us.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
Well, actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was it?
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
It was for us too, believe me. Damn, I wouldn't have thought it, but I'm glad the old...
What? Are you waiting for me to change my mind?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around here.
Yes, sir. What will happen to her now?
I don't know, Marty. I have no idea.
Well, let's find out. Let's see what she's got to say for herself.
So,
the cold light
what
of
now?
day.
Where to next?
I think I should mourn, right?
You should.
But I don't know what to feel anymore, Sonny.
I understand, Natasha. You know, if you need anything,
Yes, I know where to find you.
see you around, sweetheart.
Ma'am.
Goodbye, detectives.
And there she blows, the cat with the green eyes. Oh, it's like, look who it is. The goons.
Please tell me there's gonna be a glorious shootout.
If we're lucky, Marty. If we're lucky. Gentlemen.
Gentlemen?
We're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
For myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this rather nasty situation. Fortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Joyful.
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Wessler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
Amazing.
I knew it, yeah, you growl away. Hey up, Bosco.
Look at that. The mongrel caught himself some big game.
Now he can wag his tail.
Yuck.
You're a good boy, Bosco. Nice work.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story?
Cluck you sideways, Bosco.
Cluck you sideways.
Do you think she was part of it?
I don't think so, Marty. She seemed entirely honest. Maybe she was the only one who was honest with us the whole time.
You may be right. Hey, Olivia.
Marty?
I just, wanted to thank you
For what exactly?
for trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employee is dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage. I always do.
We'll be seeing you, Monica. Right, well, how on earth do we get the hell out of here? Do we get the hell out of here? Oh, Filmar.
What about him? How the hell did he wind up here?
I don't know, but it's suspicious.
You think someone hired him?
Could be. You? What are you doing here?
I was just driving around. You know.
Trying to feed your grandpa? So? Was it a case? Were you, maybe investigating us?
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations and it was hard not to.
But you managed somehow, right?
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. So you won't tell us who hired you, whatever we do?
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend. I made a promise.
You and your promises.
Some people still take them seriously.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Of course. I've learned everything from you.
Shakaka.
old fart.
I bet it was Lewis. There's always something suspicious about him.
Must be some famous historian.
Not so good.
You know, I've always been fascinated by the Founding War, especially the last great battle between the Alliance and the Swamp Clans.
Don't believe the tales they tell about the war, Marty. There's nothing glorious or beautiful in it. Just endless suffering and misery.
And a lot of money, of course.
That too.
So, here they are,
Oh,
ladies
here we
and
are.
gentlemen. The Chicken Police in the flesh.
Another
Damn it,
case
Tim,
solved.
drop it and cluck off.
Oh, no, boys. This time, you deserve it.
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir. We'll try.
Ooh, attention, Chicken Police. Say cheese.
Give me this gun. Oh, Natasha went missing. Oh, I enjoyed that. The following animal species were not included in this game. An Indo-Chinese tiger, northern white rhino, Spix's macaw, Hawaiian tree snail, Indian cheetah, and several others. A cryptic tree hunter, a corking robber frog, lost shark, a Yangtze giant soft-shell turtle. Oh, extinct! Oh, that's a serious message. I thought it was a joke. It's a serious message of extinct species.
My man has left with the golden smile. This is so funny. You can kill me, honey. I'm already.
I don't like this. I'm gonna have to download this and add it to my playlist of game soundtrack songs.
Is an empty bottle. Come on, baby.
Just picture it, you know, nice sunny day. This on my Bluetooth speaker,
I need to feel it.
sipping on something
I'm gonna
refreshing,
feel it. You make me
nodding your head.
alive. I try to run away.
So how about the hunch about Lewis?
But my soul keeps me turning.
After the credits, what's going to happen is we're going to get a cutscene.
I'm
Trust me.
tired of a
Something fishy about him. Telling you.
Lying in my bed.
This is so fabulous. So fabulous, man.
All the corners down dead inside.
And of course, we know some of the voice actors, of course, quite famous, really, in terms of they've done some AAA titles. Joel Vesemir in there. And the other Witcher as well. What's the other Witcher's name? Who was the voice actor? The Lambert. Was it Lambert? Anyway, really enjoyed this. It's a bit of a strange game because there was not much to do. Quite heavily narrative, of course, but it's a very interesting story. The characters, the noir setting, the music was fantastic throughout the entire thing. Eskel. Oh, little pets, little doggy, little pets, dogs, cats, fish, crocodiles, zebra, giraffes. Zaleski is crow.
It's dead.
Oh, such a sour ending. Grief. I mean, if I listen to the lyrics of the song, it's probably quite a sad song, to be fair. But anyway, yes, to be continued. Come on, give me my cutscene. Where's Lewis? Come on, Lewis, where are you?
Natasha.
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
What?
About what exactly?
You know very well.
Lewis.
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Molly.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now, somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
High 55223. Oh, bloody hell. Well, there you go, folks. Chicken Police. It's come to an end. Okay, well, maybe Lewis is not so suspicious after all, but I'm still not convinced. But anyway, there you go. So, I've got between now and next Thursday, well, I won't be doing anything next Thursday because it's the day before I go on holiday, so between now and next Wednesday, so 7 days, apart from Friday, because I'm going to my friend's house on Friday. But between now and next Friday, basically I've got then 6 days, 6 nights of being stuck inside, really. I'm not going to go anywhere, there's no football, or I'm not playing football, I don't want to risk, obviously, mingling with people necessarily now. Seeing as I have to have a test to show I'm all clear before I can step foot on my boat. So, I mean, I was debating whether to see if I could find a game to stream alongside Kingmaker. But I thought, well, I think I'm going to be hard pressed to find one, so I'm just going to get 5, maybe even 6 streams, pretty much near consecutively, starting tomorrow, of Elquist Adventures. Oh yeah. So that could be, 3 to 4 hours of stream. Let's get a nice good at least 20 hours of Pathfindering over the next week. And see where that gets us. Looking forward to it, because I really enjoyed yesterday's Pathfinder stream. So there you go. Nice little treat, which means that I probably won't have any videos for you at all to be scheduled to be uploaded when I'm away, because I'm only playing Pathfinder, I'm going to stream it. So you have to have 2 weeks without anything at all, which is a bit unfortunate, but it gives you a bit of a break and a chance to catch up on what you've missed and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, we are now more than halfway through the week, so the weekend shall soon be upon us, so enjoy the rest of it. I'll see, hopefully, most of you tomorrow as we continue on with Elquist. Always fun. And we'll take it from there. But thank you for watching today's episode of the Chicken Police, and for watching the series if you join me for most of it, or if not all of it. And enjoy the rest of your day, evenings, wherever you are. And until next time, I'll see you soon.